the Brooklyn Nets come in for this one. 2K Sports is proud to present NBA basketball. Alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Thrilled to be back in Oklahoma City. The Thunder ready for that home court advantage. They haven't started out with the success they had hoped for, but the season obviously is still very young.
For the Thunder, Kevin, they've started the season in a tailspin. This was not what was supposed to happen.
Almost like they were too relaxed coming into the season. I mean, you can't just expect to be good. You've got to earn it in this league. It's too competitive.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. So for Brooklyn now, down there Kevin Garnett and Brook Lopez. Jaron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3. Oklahoma City shooting their first foul shot of the night.
Well, this is something they'd like to improve, guys. About 72% on their free throw percentage for the season.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me. Kevin Garnett was the 5th pick back in 1995. He's had a long, illustrious Hall of Fame career. He was the league MVP back in 2004.
Now here's Lamb. His last outing, he had 8 points. In transition, here come the Nets. And Bogdanovich kicks to Williams. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And Kevin Garnett, a 15-time All-Star guys over his great career.
And he's always been a team-first superstar. Kevin, very loyal, competitive. You know, never really wanted to be traded away from either Minnesota or Boston because of that loyalty. But a player who just gives his all every second on the floor for his teammates.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Garnett. Here's Johnson. Banked in off the glass. Johnson's got his second bucket tonight. And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. Ibaka with the screen on Williams. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. Over to the wing. Adams against Williams. Adams' shot is good.
And no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
We've got 1:23 left in the first. Williams against Jackson. Williams passes to Garnett. Back to Williams. Johnson outside. 6 to shoot. Shoots from the baseline. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Smart. Use that big height advantage. Get the shot off.
Well, it's hard to put a big man on him, Steve, that far from the hoop. I mean, he's versatile.
Now here's Ibaka. He's coming off a 22-point game against Denver.
And a huge rebounding night as well, really controlling the glass. Well, some weak defensive coverage there, and I'm pretty sure they didn't plan on starting this game out like that, giving such easy access to the rim.
It's the Nets now, following the score by Oklahoma City. Here's Garnett. That's in there. Johnson with the assist.
Could be the first of many mid-range jump shots we see from him today.
For Oklahoma City, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Williams against Jackson. There's the pick. Jones for 3. Joe Johnson pulls it in. Brooklyn leading by 4. Here's Bogdanovich. He's coming off a 19-point game against Milwaukee.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
And he gets it to go. Lopez has got his second basket. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Right side Jackson. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. And so that's the end of the first quarter. Offensively, pretty stagnant. Nets lead. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Solid first quarter for this club. They came out strong and they put together some nice momentum here.
Steve, I like the looks they've gotten on offense. A lot of good ones.
Setting the floor for the Nets. Mirza Teletovic out there with Andre Kirilenko. Then there's Allen Anderson. Then there's Plumlee. And it's Jack in at the point.
The Nets brought in a lot of talent before last season. Even though they had the big-name stars starting, They were actually a very deep team.
Nets leading by 5. Plumlee sets the pick for Jack. The dish now to Teletovic. Back to Jack. Now the feed to Plumlee. Anderson outside. 4 on the clock. Lets it go from 11. Can't hit. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Well, they were in foul trouble throughout that game, guys, and made things awfully hard on themselves as a result.
Yeah, it forced them to go much deeper into their rotation than they would have liked to, and that's always tough.
Here's Teletovic. 14 points from him the last game against Milwaukee.
And when you talk about his scoring, Kevin, I mean, with the defense trying to pressure him, I thought he did a really nice job of getting them to overcommit. And you know, that's how he got himself to the free throw line.
Over in the corner, Lamb. Perkins with a screen on Anderson. And Lamb kicks to Perkins. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Memphis. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, the Thunder, right now, quite a ways down below.
You know, checking out Oklahoma City, they've been totally out of sync at the beginning of this season. They still haven't found their identity. They don't know who they are and what they do better.
I have no idea what they are either, Clark. I mean, this is a team that really is just kind of hard to figure out. And I think they may have to make some changes to try to get themselves going.
A three-pointer off the mark. Knocked loose. Nets leading by 7.
Mason Plumlee was a tad old for an NBA rookie last season. He turned 24 in March. Perhaps affected his draft stock, but certainly got him to the NBA with an NBA-ready frame. I like his mobility and quickness as a big man.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Deron Williams has been battling ankle injuries the last several years. It's taken not just a physical toll, but a mental one as well. As Deron has said, I used to step on the court and feel like I was the best player no matter who I played against. I've got to get back to that. Even if I'm not the best player on the court, I've got to feel like I am. Guys?
Certainly a player to root for. Thanks, Doris. Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Perkins. Harry Jones comes in for Anthony Morrow. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Lamb. Here is Telfair. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Denver. Here's Jackson. Collison kicks to Jackson. Again, the miss by Jackson.
That's a tough one there because he's wide open. That's a shot he expects to make.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Bogdanovich passes to Johnson. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Johnson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. 17 seconds left to play in the first half. Ibaka with a screen on Williams. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Telfair.
Brought back the finger roll. That's a nice finesse move to pull off with the defense all over.
It's Williams with the drive, and that one's good.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball, really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get it. I mean, they're hitting their shot.
Jackson, that's good.
You know, on defense, even on an inbounds play, you can't leave three-point shooters alone on the perimeter. They paid for it there.
And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Nets. They lead by 7.
Kevin, we have Brooke Lopez with us. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
Oh, it's so exciting. You know, it's really thrilling to come out with such a great group of guys every night, you know, and play basketball. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Brooke, thank you very much. Kevin, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.